and we asked for records about what went on. We got the runaround, as I say, the proverbial hand to the face from the Defense Department and West Point, so we sued in federal court. What else is happening? Big news about DEI up in West Point. It was so crazy up there under Biden's Defense Department, because I've told you previously about DEI programs up in West Point where they were force-feeding the rising leadership we were training there for our Army, this DEI anti-American claptrap. But it verged into anti-Christianity, anti-Christian behavior, with the removal of the crest, the official emblem of West Point, from Bibles in the chapel. And we had been told that by a group that was monitoring DEI issues up at West Point, the MacArthur Society, an association of West Point associates, and we asked for records about what went on. We got the runaround, as I say, the proverbial hand to the face from the Defense Department and West Point, so we sued in federal court. I talked about this with Kevin Cork last night.
Let me share this. This is a West Point story that I found very interesting. The MacArthur Society, a group for West Point graduates concerned about potential politicization at the military academy, tipped Judicial Watch off to the potential removal of the crest from the Bibles. A spokesperson for West Point telling Fox News Digital that the chapel's Bibles now feature the name of the military academy. What's behind that? They reached out to you folks.
Well, there was this DEI fanaticism up at West Point, and there were a lot of veterans groups and groups concerned about the military academy at West Point,
sure,
the Naval Academy, the Air Force Academy. So you had the DEI craziness being pushed on the cadets up there, and then you find out they didn't want to be associated with the Christian Bible. So, you know, it looks like things have changed for the best up in West Point under President Trump. But there's got to be accountability for what happened and the attacks on the traditions of West Point and our rising leadership who were training there.
I'm so glad that people know that you are a trusted resource. They can come to you if they have a storyline, if there's something that's happening. They trust you to get to the bottom of it, and so do we. Tom Fitton, great to see you, my friend.
Hey, thank you. Good news. As I sit here, it's come down from Fox News, who initially broke this story for Judicial Watch, that the Department of the Secretary of the Army has decided to reverse the order and order the, excuse me, let me start over on that. The Secretary of the Army has said it's going back on the Bible. Now, supposedly it's already been put back there, so it's great that he took these steps. According to Fox News, this is what the Secretary of Army, Dan Driscoll has said. Since the founding of West Point and before, generations of cadets, officers, and soldiers have drawn strength and inspiration from God's Word. The decision to remove the Academy's historic crest from the Bibles in the Cadet Chapel is yet another example of the previous administration pushing far-left policies into our military institutions. I am directing West Point to reverse this decision immediately and restore the important symbol of duty, honor, and country. So this is fantastic news. It shows that Judicial Watch's work has gotten some results. As I told Fox earlier today, Judicial Watch's heavy lifting gets results. Goes to show again how our lawsuits exposing corruption can fix corruption. The U.S. Army and West Point can't go wrong in honoring God. They can't go wrong in honoring God. And again, exposing corruption helps fix corruption. And what was going on up at West Point was an abomination. You had the DEI craziness. Judicial Watch exposed the facts and the abuse behind the removal and the change of West Point's. What else did we do? Yeah, regarding the Army's continued commitment regarding the Army's removal of the duty, honor, and secrecy, duty, honor, and country from their mission statement. We exposed the DEI obsession that led to that. And now we just exposed how they removed the crest from the Bible. They took steps under Trump to fix it, and now the Secretary of Army has said, look, it's official. It's going to be on the Bible, the crest of West Point. I just can't believe we're talking about it. I mean, how fixated on leftist obsessions do you have to be in order to remove the name of your school from the Bible in your own chapel up there in West Point? Unbelievable. And it shows you that Pete Hegseth and Dan Driscoll, who's Secretary of the Army, and the new leadership under President Trump, they've got so much cleanup to do in our military. I mean, our military is so woefully, in my view, underfunded, so they've got to arm up, but they also need to stand up the morale and clean up and hold accountable those who abused our troops, abused our rising leadership, our young men and women in the academies. And they were literally attacking Christianity and God by denying him. By removing the crest from the Bibles to begin with. And so Judicial Watch, I speak on behalf of my team here, we are extremely gratified by this turn of events. But in the meantime, our lawsuit still stands. We want to know who did this and how it came about. Just great work by your Judicial Watch. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.